Right, we're going to see how well this is working. Just a test. Up. Right. Super dumb. My broadcast URL, I'm going to put it out on Twitter, going to put it out on Facebook. Checking this out. Checking. that. Already dropping. I think I take all. Unzip. I've never worked with a PC before. First things first, probably make sure the video. Best laid plans might. Way. Perfect. That is good news. making sure that this is working. By the way, I am in chat and I can see the whole thing. If you have questions, please ask. It's motherboard? Make sure I understand what I'm doing. Yeah. All makes perfect sense. I went with micro ITX setup because I'm going on a 3-month-long trip. I needed something I could carry on an airplane, and about the smallest thing I felt comfortable trying to pack in. Maybe I should put the mother. First off, how big the motherboard is. So that's going to go here. Yeah. That pretty roomy case, all things considered. Plate. Already unpacked power supply. Not go with a modular. I'm gonna get the thing in. I'm loading up Chatty because I don't really trust it. Right. Oh. Let me. I don't have Java on this. 140. 140 what? I'm already dropping every screw I come across. It's going to be one of those builds. bottom panel off. I can't imagine this is supposed to. It's the exhaust fan, there's no way. Back this. Check the stupid box. That is not helpful. I'm feeling super dumb at the moment. I think this is the intake. Going with that. Go with that for 10 seconds. Little baggies. Lane commented. That's never a good sign. Remember that one time you gave me shit about how I make stir fry? Redemption is. I'm not sure I want to know what that is. And here are the screws that I was looking for. Check for myself. Got it. Only got one hard drive. Swapping some stuff out with my current PC. Drive in a moment. Imagine those. Or the motherboard. So dumb at this. Headers, don't care. Oh, R4. These dudes. For the hard drives. Kind of want to be shock protection. I wouldn't think there needs to be anything special. This is the smallest motherboard I have ever worked with in my life. So what's really funny about this is an H170 chipset. I bought a 6600K on there on the floor. So literally I can't overclock it, but I don't really care much. The from Rise was cheaper this way than buying it even with a cooler, so take it. Only buy a these they have no support. I may install the CPU cooler before I stick it. Oh, that's really funny. I was wondering where the M2 slot was. They put it on the back. I guess that's an option. I hadn't thought of that. Okay. I was looking at all the pictures and couldn't find it. I want an M2 in. Alright. I am currently rocking an i5 2500, which was first ever Intel built. 610 computers by that point, and that was my first. AMD has really just not figured it out. I end up swapping this chip into another computer eventually. If I can overclock. Intel Core i5. And hate that. There. CPU's in there. Have some. Remove the case for the moment. Long time. You know what's funny is I should have checked. Oh, they even doing a little thing. It looked like these was right height. I never bothered to actually look it up. 134. 134. 140. 6 millimeters to spare. Out of time. 4A 155. Terrible instructions. Terrible. Freaking think I is there is the 155 and the 756. The 155 is on the outside of the ring, little divots, and so you can adjust it to inside or outside. I'm gonna go with that. Setting that is approximately fits well. Give all fit. So right way to do it. Ah. All of these. No. Rolling. This thing is a beast, I said. How many times people have not torn the film off? Be oriented towards the exhaust fan. Off. Ah. Ugh. And CPU fan. Mhm. Mm. Nothing. There's nothing on there. Mm. Slowly unfasten the 2 bolts already assembled on the clip and adjust the position to fit the Intel socket. Aha. Crazy ass push down. That makes me slightly. Right. One step closer. Up. You might imagine fell off. Imagine it. Oh, kind of cool. The board has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth built in. So for one, I'm thinking about buying one controller. Those for Bluetooth. Now, that would be super beneficial when it comes time. I've never seen closer. Never. Which screws, if it's the fine thread or the based on that, works fine. Get a better angle, but sorry. Good. It's tiny. Hmm. So here's the RAM. It is not on the compatibility list. This thing. Right. The 8 gig version of this on compatibility and on the compatibility list for the motherboard. I'm guessing that this will work. Guessing. We'll see. Mm. I read a review of this board in a couple places. One of them was PC Part Picker. Only this side opens. These side are hard. So somebody's like, I spent like 5 minutes trying to get those things open, almost breaking them before I realized they don't move. Fortunately. That same boards. Logo, Viper. Long gone are my days of pimping my ride. Oh, black. Didn't really particularly plan that. Okay with it. I get much more. Be Motherboard hasn't loaded. There's no. There's a USB. Again, I have two USB 3 ports on my current PC. Having man, I wish that that was always that easy for those. Why have they not come up with that for the rest of the headers, like the switches and stuff? Hey, Spectrum. Sorry if you said that a while ago. I will use my phone. Or negative. That's how it's printed. Or switch. Funny is board. This switch so it doesn't ring. Negative in right. Negative. Being a short guy sucks. I can only take those to get a good angle on this stuff. What's the PC build for? So the PC build for, if you weren't, since you weren't here earlier, is I am going on a trip for a few months where I will not be at my house, and I needed something about the right size that I could uh, carry it on the plane. I know this isn't certainly like suitcase size, but this can be my one carry-on. I think I can maybe get like a handle and whatnot for it. The total was about 1100. It's got a 66K or 6600K i5. I've got a 1070 as well. Just a Samsung 800 or 250 gig SSD, 16 gigs of RAM. So nothing too fancy, but certainly good enough for 1080p or 1440p gaming, or maybe 1080p at 144 hertz correctly. Reset. Hard drive and plus on the left. Can't even begin to tell you how many times I built a PC and the lights just never work because I never bothered to go fix the negative, positive on the. There's it done. Did you have any other questions, Spectrum? The audio header. Probably. It's all the way up front. Go check in the board book on this. Yep. Audio headers. Okay. This here. I think one of the downsides of this board, if I recall correctly, is there is only one face fan header on the board, so bit of a bummer, but it'll do. Okay. Thinking card in next. So this is the Asus GTX 1070, 8 gig. This is, they call it the dual. It's shorter than the three fan model, which it fits pretty much perfectly in this case, which I'm thankful for. I was either going to do this for 1060, but the 1060 is about the same performance as the R9 390X I have in my PC now. I felt kind of dumb buying another video card of the same. So here we are. What a beauty. I got this in here earlier, so no fits. Here we go. I pulled two screws out earlier. I should buy the GTX 1060 3 gig or the RX 480 for a 500, I'm guessing $600 build. It's going to be hey, it does fit. Don't make fun of me. It's going to be the Asus dual model for both cards. I have the Strix in my PC right now, the 390X. I like it quite a bit. I would say for if you're going to be playing DirectX 12, I think the 1070 is going to beat the R. Oh no, no. Maybe it is the DirectX 12 games. I was looking at it earlier. The I don't know. It all comes down to I think what deal you can kind of get. And then the other thing is the RX 480 is going to have a lot higher power draw. So if you're doing are you doing Crossfire? I can't tell. Anyway, the power draw on the ATI cards is ridiculous. Which is kind of why I went with this since it's a smaller case. I figured I would get a little bit better performance, or not have to worry about his heat as much in such a small form factor. You're only gonna play League of Legends. I think at this point, what are you playing? Like 1080, 1440? What are you playing at? All right. Where is the? Yeah, so brand new components, and I get like a 2-gen old SSD. Yeah, no, if you're gonna play at 1080, I think either one of those cards is gonna do you just fine. Are you playing at like 144 hertz, or are you playing just like standard? Honestly, I think it's whatever you're gonna find a better deal at. But I think the fan favorite right now for everybody's NVIDIA. So I don't think you're gonna go wrong with either card. But I am certainly not an expert. PCPartPicker.com. They'll tell you everything you ever wanted to know and probably more. So that card's gonna be overkill for League of Legends at 1080p. Just what? When you do decide to play something else, it's gonna do great. So really look at the install instructions. I felt like, see, hey, this thing has mounts. Looked like there were these. Cooler. There's like some weird way you can mount SSDs, I think. Yeah, you can mount them on. So just consider for a second that you can. I play a ton of Rocket League. If you can't tell by my shirt. Um. Anyway, I think so. My 390X plays like is a hard on pretty much everything up at 1440p. At 60 hertz, like pretty much locked. The only time it ever drops is if I'm streaming or something. So I think either of those cards is going to just completely kill it for Rocket League, no questions asked. But it's going to look good doing it. This is like the most ghetto way of ever of putting a hard drive in. Very old. See, that doesn't. Something about the way this works just doesn't seem right to me. Weird. Oh well. Sure. Got to remember to put this thing back in. Like, no way that's right. You know how to get Windows 10 for cheap? You're probably a student. If you're asking that question, go buy it from your student student store if you can. Otherwise, you may, if you go to college, you're definitely having a .edu. You're going to be able to buy Windows a lot cheaper that way. You may even be able to get like Dream Spark or another program like that. I'm never going to advocate piracy of any kind, but probably get it for significantly cheaper as a student and teacher edition or something like that. So even if you're in high school, middle school, well, probably not middle school, but I know a lot of high school kids get like Gmail for schools or whatever, and you have a .edu email address that you can use, should be enough to get you those discounts. So that would be my recommendation. There's something on Caddy. Oh, you're welcome. There's something funky up with these. So type A. There's like no way. I guess you're just. Oh. Kind of janky. So far, my least favorite part of the case. These little hard drive caddies, but what's cool is enough room for 2 SSDs. Other 2.5-inch drives that I don't know why anyone would use a laptop hard drive. And then 2 3.5-inch drives, well as an M2 SSD, well, at least on my phone. That is actually pretty cool. Should work. Still crooked, but it'll fit. I think that's how it's designed. Yeah, there we go. Money right there. That'll do. That will do. A hard time believing. Yep. Apparently they did use these. Right. Doing too bad. So, and now power. This again. Figure out what power we need. Tech wins for putting a reusable zip tie. Cool. Ever seen those? Find out what I need, what I don't, and get rid of it. So. Or I only need one. Okay. I only see one 12-volt header on this mother. Right. Let's see. All right. Yep. There's only one. These. I would have to blow a lot of my wall. I was thinking about using my heat shrink wrap. Heat shrink. I don't know why it says heat shrink wrap. And make it a little bit nicer, but I think I have enough big pieces to make it work. Yeah, I don't know. Case does have Windows in it though, so all right. So I need one SATA power and the 12 volts for the G. This is out of 8. All 8 pins. So this is a what 630 watt, I think. Yeah. So this is a 630 watt, 630 watt power supply, and they enough PCIe connectors for 2 cards. Maybe on an NVIDIA you could run like 2. I don't see it happening on that, but maybe if you have like no other peripherals other than a hard drive, you might have enough power, but I still wouldn't trust it. But okay, that and I need one out of power supply. So put this back. Never quick build a PC. And guys who work in shops or whatever do it all the time, or other like reviewers and stuff, they're probably screaming at me, "Why aren't you done yet?" What to say? Not the right pin. That is the bottom. Duh, right there. What is that case called, and how much was it? It is the Thermaltake Core V1. It was $50 at Fry's Electronics. It's I think 50 on Newegg as well. So I don't know, pretty even price. I'm actually surprised at how large this case is for the size. I'm absolutely blown away at this point. So other than the jank from the hard drive mounting, where it's actually going to sit a little angled just because of how the screw fits, other than that, I think it's fine. I've so far been pretty surprised. It's not super heavy, and there's plenty of space for me to shove extra cables. Isn't apparent I'm not the best at cable management. Dust already. Thing isn't even on, and it's already collecting dust. One of these, in hindsight, I probably should have put. Check this right back there. When I verify everything's working, I'll probably zip tie this stuff down. This is kind of a these case cables are a little stiff. I want much of this stuff away from fans and airflow. I think the only thing I'm missing at this point is a SATA cable, and one of them came with the motherboard. Two of them came with the motherboard, thankfully. So, there are these weird. I have never seen those before in my life. Let's see if I can find a picture of them for you. So, I have no idea what those are. Anyway, they're certainly not what we need, though. Which one is? All right, check everything real quick. Header plugged in, extra 12 volt, GTX, 12 volt plugged in, bottom of the case still not screwed in, Drew. RAM, CPU cooler, fan, case fan, GPU, power for GPU. Other than screwing this part of the case in, which I desperately need to do, I think we're done. Guessing this. Possibly the most satisfying part of doing anything with computers or electronics in general is peeling these off. Not bad. So I have some extra 80. So there's two extra 80 millimeter exhaust fans. The case didn't come with them. I have some sitting in a box over here somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to use them. They are angled with, I think, the tassel from when I graduated. I'll show you how long I have it been since I use these things. Kind of funny. One's a no. Bearing grease is all garbage. The bearing grease has completely leaked out. Sterling silver necklace I haven't worn in a long time. Anybody in my age will have something like this on them. Manufacturer date on this is 2002. So could bolt that on and pull the air out, but I feel like that cooler, since it's going to be doing that, I'm going to let it go and we're going to check. I'll check temps and see, and if I need to, I'll install one and see how that goes. The build is, I guess, done at the moment, but I don't have a monitor out here to test it with. So I will be back in a And I am back. Thank you on the congratulations. Do you have any recommendations on a cheap 1080 monitor? Or let me make sure you're still here. You are. Hey, thanks guys for sticking around. I don't. I haven't bought a new monitor. Well, I bought a new monitor about 6 months ago, but it was a 1440p, so I couldn't tell you. Just I would not cheap out. Look for the lowest delay, you can find. Refresh rate, I guess. But I don't think pretty much anything you're going to get is going to be just fine. Go low delay if you can afford it. Let's see. I've got that thing. The old 1600 by 1200 monitor. It does take DVI. Make sure it's the right kind of DVI though. Remember DVI versus DVI-D and all that nonsense. Looks like I have the right cable and everything. But I didn't grab a mouse or anything like that. I'll have to go back. So I think plugged in and get a different camera angle for you here in a minute. Get this all plugged. Power. Power strip on the wall. Super ugly. The monitor. Kind of silly plugging a 4x3 monitor into a GTX 1070. I guess it doesn't really matter. The world's worst right angle. Let me show you this. This is how to not design a mod. Look at that bend, that DVI cable. Ridiculous. It's there. So I'm gonna go grab a keyboard and mouse because I'm an idiot, and then I will set up a new camera angle. How much was the 1440p monitor I bought? I think it was near 400. I don't remember. It's been a bit. I really appreciate the extra real estate. I do photo editing, a little bit of video editing, and then I just love the extra size for games. 27 inches. Love the extra resolution for games. See if I can drag you guys over. See what I can do. I'm sure this is bizarre. Right. Right. Monitor turns on. I'm that guy who never wants to use front panel. I have to. All right. Crowded over here. Yeah, the most ghetto setup for my camera. There's my Surface. So you can see this is like super ghetto. But hey, at least it's working. Well, the camera at least. All right. Now here's the moment of truth. All right. Do I get video? Am I in the right input source? Maybe? Nice. So all the fans are powering up. I don't have any post beeps. There's no speaker. I don't know. No signal input. So. Oh. You know, I'm kind of an idiot. So here's a fun fact. Probably shouldn't try and use onboard video when you have a graphics card to use. I am a dumbass. Hey. That is a great sign. Hey, sweet. That is completely illegible for you guys. That's All right. It's seeing all the RAM. It's seeing the CPU. All right. Time is not right. Well, let's go change that. So it is the page up. How do I? Oh, tab. It's the 17th. I agree with that. And then what time is it? It's 20:45. All right. Sweet. Okay, it sees the SSD. Fast boot. I don't want a Pixie boot. UEFI, network stack. Good, mouse speed. That's strange. Peripherals. Platform trust. That's probably the IPMI. Okay. And enabled. LED. I have no idea what that is. I want that on. Oh. Trusted computing. Okay. Okay, HCI. On onboard RAID, what? All right. Okay. That's weird. I do not want those enabled. Wake on LAN, sure. No idea. Man, that was ridiculously easy. That's the first time a build has come through and posted on the first try in years for me. And I don't have a USB prepped with Win 10, so I've got the ISO downloaded, but I have to convert that to a bootable drive. So I'm probably going to call it on the stream now because it's going to be a while for me to make that. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I may start it up later if I get that ISO put on a USB drive. But for now, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys later.